It's me. It's me. It's PWB. What's up, Michael? How are you?
Hello, I'm Michael B. Thank you for hanging downstairs with me.
Guys, we have had a hell of a trip so far. Like, I feel like we've been here forever, but it's only been like 2 days or so, and we were doing other things. But today was actually day one
Of Pinball Expo.
of Pinball Expo, and we have had a hell of a day. We got up super early. All of us shower in the morning like normal people.
Except for B. Except for B, who
Except-
showers in the nighttime.
B
like
Kong
a
showered at night.
weirdo.
Yeah, he showers at night like a weirdo. And then after that, whatchamacallit, we went to Stern first, right?
Yeah, we went to Stern Pinball.
Yeah, we went to Stern Pinball, went to their factory, and we got to they were doing like a tour for just media people. So
And it was so fucking weird because it was like the whole home arcade community was there.
yeah,
Like the old school home arcade community, because
Like
it was Retro Ralph,
the OGs,
Cool Toy, and then it was you, me, B,
Yeah.
Fox, and Justin.
yeah. So it was there's B guys.
Let me lay out the scenario of
B
that.
B has been a beast all
The
day.
five
today.
of us were walking,
Oh my god.
and then we see Ralph, Mason, Nick, and Stringer, right?
So
They were walking towards us.
ever seen the movie Anchorman?
Yeah.
With the news teams, the
We're just
different
like-
news teams.
And then all of a sudden, as the tension is coming closer, Doug drives by in his car in the middle
Not
of both of
Doug.
us.
Doug.
Doug.
Cool Toy.
Yeah,
Cool Toy.
yeah. And then he goes, "They just let anybody into this place, don't they?" And it just broke the tension, and we are just like,
Yeah.
okay.
And then
Yeah.
Jack Donger drove
Jack
by in a
Donga
truck.
drove by as
Jack
well.
Donger.
Yes, Jack
Mm.
Donga hung out, so that was fun.
Yeah.
That was the best. I mean, that scenario of all the
Yeah,
people in our community clashing.
yeah.
It was wild because we were on foreign turf too.
Like
right?
I was worried people were like gonna pull out like sticks
the
and
F are
knives
these
and
guys?
guns.
home arcade.
I know.
Yeah.
They don't even play adult toys. They're not for men.
But whatchamacallit, so everyone gets there and then they let us in and we got to meet some really cool new like pinball people who we've never met before, like Erica's Pinball Journey. Love her, absolutely adorable. She was super nice to everybody. I met Don's Pinball Podcast.
I didn't meet Don.
Don was there?
Don was there, but Don kind of kept to himself. Like he didn't like go out of his way to like,
Say hello.
say hello to everybody because like you said, you didn't know he was there. But I mean, when I had to go up to him and introduce myself, and he knows me because I've joined in his live streams and because he does a lot of crazy pinball unboxings and stuff. And he was nice. Kerry Hardy showed up. Got to meet Kerry Hardy, got to shake his hand. I'm a big Kerry Hardy fan, so
Not me.
it was nice to see him. It's kind of funny because I got a little starstruck when Kerry Hardy was
I
there.
know, right?
Like Kerry Hardy came up and he's kind of a big deal in pinball, even though
I asked him for a picture.
You know?
I told him, I said, I want to get a picture
Right.
with you. But he was trying to cancel a room through a virtual
Yeah.
assistant for the Red Roof Hotel or something
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, now's probably not a good time.
right. I mean, our channels and followings are bigger than Kerry's, but Kerry is a big guy when it comes to the pinball community. So I was starstruck. Like
A little bit. Yeah.
I came up to him, I was like, "Hi, Kerry." I shook his hand, and then like I shook his hand by, and I kind of like said like mumbled a few things to him during the day. But
Were you
that
starstruck when you saw Retro
that
Ralph?
was about it. No, I wasn't starstruck, but I saw him.
It was nice to finally meet Ralph. Ralph was super nice in person.
And then so then they took us into the factory, and of course because we were in their private offices, we didn't like bust out the cameras or anything, you know what I mean?
I did.
Like
I busted out.
I did. And they took us in, guys, and when they took us in, what a beautiful building.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's insane.
considering it's pinball, it's very modern, cool looking type of office, right? And right in the lobby, they have like 40 pinball machines. They're like, yeah, why don't you guys go play pinball for a bit? We'll come get you for the tour.
We got to play Elvira in the Stern building.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That was the first game I played, was Elvira's House of Horrors inside the Stern booth. What's up, Fox?
How's it going, guys?
And then after that,
19K Fox was there. He kept
Yeah.
asking everybody at Stern, have you heard about Unico?
yeah. And then
Turns out none of them have. That's so weird.
don't worry, guys. I'm not ignoring the live chat. I'm reading I'm doing two things at once. But so funny story. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we actually get to
I apologize for the
Expo.
second stream going down. It was on B's channel, and I
None of us
don't
can be held
like
responsible for that.
I don't like certain people in the community,
Yeah.
and I said some stuff that was pretty mean. So we decided it was probably best to take that down. Just
Alcohol may have been a factor.
Well,
no, the mean stuff is what I didn't like, even though
Yeah,
I
right.
don't like these people at all.
Right.
But I said some
alcohol
mean
was
stuff
probably
about them, and I didn't
Yeah.
want that out there.
yeah, I was in bed, by the way, when that stream happened, so I am innocent
can't be held
of your crimes. But when I woke up though and I caught the replay, I told Mike, I was like, Mike, I think you went a little too hard on that live stream. You might want to take that down. But anyway, let's get back to the cool things. So we're sitting around, we're waiting our turn. They're taking us in groups to this back room. And in this back room,
They molested us.
in the back room, they did let us take out the
That was a
camera.
different room.
They did let us kind of like,
I didn't go to that.
it was okay to take
Oh.
out the cameras and stuff. And you'll notice a lot of YouTubers were posting, they had Metallica back there, right?
Did you play it?
I didn't get to play
played
Metallica.
it.
Oh,
I stood in line for a long time and eventually gave up, but I got to play X-Men, like all the different X-Men. And I gotta tell you, X-Men is freaking awesome. Like,
You know what the
really
weirdest thing
cool.
was? They didn't have any
Right.
arcade one-ups there.
But yeah, so but a ton of people got to play Metallica. I got to get like really close to it, but the line was pretty long. And
I actually
Yeah.
got to play. I only played two
Right.
balls because I played with Retro Ralph, Stringer, and Nick Madsen and somebody else. And Retro Ralph blew it up, like hit 2 wizard modes, like it was crazy.
yeah, I mean, but didn't he have someone helping him?
No, that was green screened out.
I swear there was a guy.
No,
I swear there was a guy.
there super nice.
There was a
and he
guy.
like-
There was a guy standing him next to him, telling him what to
he
shoot
was
at.
helping everybody. It's just
So,
not
but-
everybody did as well as Ralph.
Yeah. But whatchamacallit, so we're sitting there. Metallica was cool. They had that blood red Elvira there, the black
I
and
don't
white
really
one.
give a shit about that one.
Well, I liked it. So I do have some pictures and video of that. Once I get back home, we'll send you guys. We'll post some of that stuff. I'm sure a lot of it's out there already. But it was really cool they did that, and then they actually did like a tour. And Fox, you want to tell people about like what you saw?
Because
Oh
we
my
didn't go
gosh.
on that.
So you just saw the manufacturing process. So there's no robotics. It's all done by hand, and there are so many different stages and steps. It was really impressive to see all those people involved just to make one machine. You're talking about. I asked Zach, who's doing the tour. He estimated about 30 hours per machine. So that's a lot. But no, it was really interesting, really cool.
Yeah,
A lot of wires,
yeah.
a lot of Sentinel heads too. That was cool.
Yeah. And then you guys didn't get it. You didn't get to see any like secret projects being worked on or anything, did you?
Nothing that we can disclose at this time.
So, but then like also today kind of felt a little rushed, right? Kind of felt a little rushed, but because then we had to leave to get to the expo because the expo was opening. But then we stopped for lunch and we went to Lou Malnati's for
Too much
lunch.
pizza right in a row.
Yeah.
That's my only comment. We went to Giordano's last night.
Yeah.
Then we went right to pizza. But the big thing about pizza, which I loved, Cool Toy came and ate with us.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
So
great
it,
guy.
so it was the 5 of us plus Cool Toy all at Lou Malnati's, and we had a great time. And
Fucking
was
pussy. Fucking
Yeah.
pussy. I told Cool Toy about how P-Dubs said he could still fight him. And P-Dubs was like, I wouldn't fight you, Doug.
that's
I don't
not
have any
true.
issue.
That's not what
Please
happened.
Don't beat me up, Doug.
None of that happened. None of that happened.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first lessons are
Yeah. No, we were talking about how I was telling Cool Toy, like, I didn't know he was fighting in like a real professional MMA fight.
Yeah.
Until Michael B shared the video with me. He's like, check this out. Watch this video. Cool Toy literally
He
just,
killed the dude.
he literally killed
Yeah,
the dude.
He murdered him.
He murdered him.
His family was
He
crying.
unalived him.
Yeah, it's very sad.
So I watched the video, I watched the fight, and then I tell Mike, you guys know me. I tell Mike, I'm like, look, Mike, I still think I could take him. And
Which is bananas.
And Mike goes, but he's a trained killer. I'm like, yeah, but I'm scrappy. Like, what else am I going to say, right? Well, of course, Mike tells Doug that while we're eating lunch. And Doug is sitting right across from me. And have you ever seen someone look you in the eye and there's like ice in their eye? You know what I'm talking about? Like, he looks me in the eye and he's like, the first lesson's free.
Like,
You know,
here's how
and-
that fight would play out. Cool Toy and P-Dubs would line up. P-Dubs would take a swing and miss and then be like, hold on, I'm going to have a smoke.
Yeah. Be like, hold on. We got to take a smoke break first, Doug.
Smoke.
You don't mind waiting for 5 minutes, right, Doug? But we ended up having a great conversation, caught up with Doug and all that stuff. I mean,
He's so nice.
I mean, he's kind of like living in an island unto himself. He's not like really what's
He
the
didn't
word?
know who Cornercade was.
He had no idea who the Cornercade was.
Crazy.
I was telling him, I was like, Corner Kid said he talked to you, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, who are you talking about? $2, Kevin Clausen. Thanks, Mike, for the hug. Thanks, Fox, for the chat. Kevin, I didn't see you there,
He
buddy.
was there.
He was there,
At
bro.
medieval times.
At
He
medieval
was the
times.
guy.
That was Kevin.
That was Kevin.
Yes.
You were there. I was like, who are you? And
He
goes,
showed
"You
me his
don't
ID,
recognize
and I
me?"
had
I'm like,
no
don't know who you are. He
idea.
goes, "I'm
That was
Kevin
He showed me an
Clausen.
ID.
Yes.
That's his real name.
Kevin is so badass.
He said he talks
Yeah.
to
I
himself.
hugged him.
Yeah.
I hugged him, and I didn't even know who it was.
Yes. That
What
was,
guy at medieval
that
times?
was Kevin.
Longer hair.
Longer hair. Tall
Yeah.
guy. Real
Yeah.
tall guy.
And he came by
Yeah.
us at the table.
He
No,
kissed
before,
you.
before we got inside.
You don't remember the dude who kissed you?
Yeah.
That happens all the
Put his
time.
hands down your pants.
But that happens all the time. Thanks so much for that.
Kevin was Kevin was
All right.
super nice.
Kevin,
Oh, I love Kevin.
Kevin, I didn't
Kevin's
see
great.
you there. You should have came up to me and said, "Hey, dude, it's me." Like I didn't see you. You didn't come talk to me.
Kevin, you should have told me when you
Yeah.
hugged me. Bid 19K Fox.
But,
That's how you would have known.
but then, so yeah, we had a fantastic lunch. What I was trying to say about Doug is, you know how we all hang out, we collaborate, we talk all the time.
Except for Doug.
Doug lives on an island of his own.
He's a badass.
He keeps to himself and
Yeah.
all that. And I asked him because they're supposed to be bringing the retro buzz back,
Oh, that's done.
and he was like, "Oh, well, we want to bring it back, but then Haywood just had a baby, and I have this kid, and I can only do it on certain nights." And I hope they bring it back one day, but right now it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
He's also
Yeah, you definitely didn't talk to him because he doesn't know who you are, Danny. No offense. We did get to see Mrs. Cornercade and the kids and Danny at
I saw
Expo.
Danny. I never saw Mrs.
Um,
Corner.
You saw Danny.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that when we get to the Expo. We got $10 here from Richie Cavs Retrocade. Thanks for all the updates from Expo while drinking, because I know that's tough. So we're at Lou Malnati's, and then we ordered sausage pizza this time.
No veggie. P-Dubs
No
grew
veggie.
up.
No.
Grew a set.
No
and got
veggie.
no veggie.
Man,
It's a better pizza.
I'm like, I really need to lose some weight, so I can't eat all that red.
yeah, no sausage. I'll just have all that cheese,
All the
and
cheese
sauce,
and the bread.
and a couple
Yeah,
veggies.
yeah.
It's the same thing.
85 beers.
I said hi to P-Dubs, and he told me that's not true, Kevin.
That's 100%.
These are all lies.
P-Dubs is terrible in person.
I was super
Kevin's
nice.
fat-
I
Kevin's
was
done
super
all the
nice.
right
I was super nice to everybody I met. I met a lot of really cool people today. I did see Danny in a pic with Doug. Well, he says he didn't meet him, so there you go. I want to bring back Michael B on Kong's channel, my new favorite show.
Yeah, there were a
Yeah.
lot of people that came up to me today. And they were like, "Oh my God, your live stream stuff is great." I'm like, "Which one?" He goes, "When Mike was on Beast Channel, was the best."
Mike destroyed B's channel, right?
I brought it back to life.
Yeah.
Relevance.
So then after we had lunch, then we went to the expo, and getting into the expo was super, super easy because we arrived late.
Yeah.
So everyone who was waiting in line to get in had already gotten in. So when we came in, it was just here, go pick up your badge, walk through the doors, and you're inside the expo. I actually don't mind being late to an expo because you don't have to wait in line.
One of my favorite things, and this is a personal thing, I get to meet my buddy Crow, who I've been following and talking to ever since 2011. Crow was a member of the original Top 3 Tuesday. We
No
used to
one
do this is important. We used to do Top 3 Tuesday. Like he's been covering
No one's
pinball
ever
for
heard of
years.
it.
Yep.
The Crow Continuum, he makes
So
better
you hate
pinball
Crow?
videos than Justin. Justin's the shits.
That's not true, Fringe. And be nice to me. I've always been nice to you. I do like Canada, unlike other people.
F Canada.
All right, this is a great question. I would love for all of us to answer.
Okay.
So random,
someone cooking stew.
random Hajili. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. He's going to Expo tomorrow. What's the one thing he needs to check out? Console kits, you first over there.
Oh, X-Men. Yeah.
Okay.
X-Men stuff.
He says go check out X-Men. Michael B.
Personally, I think you'd be impressed with what Spooky Pinball did. I went over and played Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That game is so much better than Halloween. I liked
Yeah.
Halloween, but I understand people had problems with it.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was awesome. Loved it. And I'm not even the biggest fan of that theme.
Looney Tunes is better.
Fuck you and your Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes is really good, but I think Ad Games had a really creative and inventive. They had this circle on their table. It just spins. It's great, and it stays at 1%. It's awesome. So you got to check it out. It's great.
So Fox says you got to go to the At Games booth where they have no internet and their machines require internet.
Constantly updating.
And yeah,
They couldn't log in.
It just stayed.
All kidding aside, is like at the At Games booth, yes, they were having some internet problems, but Delilah's there from At Games.
oh yeah,
She
we
is
love her.
so fucking nice.
She's very
And
nice.
Paul
She's
Tampa Tech's there.
Yep.
Famous fridge YouTuber.
Yep. And he did disclose that he was an At Games employee while I was there.
While I was there, he gave me tips on how to fix my fridge. Not joking.
But I felt really bad for them because I went up to their booth and like I walked up and I could see that they were like bouncing from machine to machine, the two of them, and they were just getting set
They
up.
were having problems too because the
And-
booth in front of them, they knocked out the power, so they had no power for a period of time too.
Yeah, but the power supply, the surge protector broke, but that's an easy fix, right? The machines were all working when I got there, like powered on, but none of them were up. They were all like circle
Yeah.
spinning, and I'm like,
It's
how?
weird. Everyone else had Wi-Fi though, right?
Yeah.
Every
And
other
I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
happens.
I'm like, what's taking so long for the machines to update? Apparently, I guess they were using their cell phones as hotspots to try and download the updates on the machines. And I'm like, man,
I thought that was pretty shitty of the convention. They were charging each presenter like $1,000 for Wi-Fi.
and it was all in cash too. Weird.
That was weird. It was in Canadian toonies.
I don't know. Well, either way, they could have afforded it, in my opinion. I mean, you're going to this show. If you're spending the money to go to the show, spend a little bit of money, get the internet, make sure your stuff's working. But I felt really bad for them because they were struggling to get everything going, and even though through the struggles, Delilah, if you guys ever met Delilah from At Games, like I met her at
Oh, she's
Cleveland,
so nice, so fucking nice.
probably one of the nicest girls on the planet.
And
She's like,
Paul was really nice too. I've never
Yeah.
met him in person. Like I've been
Yeah.
on a show with him,
Yeah.
showing him my terrible
Right.
dressercade. But
and then the best part about the whole thing was, so like if you went up to their booth and were talking to them, like Delilah was pulling out her cell phone or their corporate cell phone, I don't know, to take pictures, because obviously they're going to post pictures on their social medias of the event. So she looks at me, here, stand with Tampa Tech, I want to get a picture of P-Dubs and Tampa Tech side by side. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I put my arm around Tampa Tech. I'm like, you do realize PK is going to tell you to delete this photo the minute you show it to him. But that was funny. But they were both super nice. They were I felt really bad for them because not a good way to start the expo.
and for people going to
Yeah.
Expo Day 2, don't expect to see an attack from Mara's machine because our buddy Alan
Yeah.
Dagenet picked up the
Yeah.
floor model attack from Mara's while he was
No, here's the thing, Sonic. There weren't Wi-Fi issues at the convention. The fact is, At Games didn't use
Pay
it.
for it.
They didn't pay
They
for
didn't
it,
pay for it.
and their machines require internet. So not a lot of good deep thinking there. But their booth was right near the little food stand, though, right?
Yeah.
So
They had prime setting. Like if you wanted a churro and wanted to play virtual pinball,
you're good. Okay. But we didn't get everybody. B, are you back there?
Yeah.
B, what is the number one thing people need to go see in your opinion at the expo? Here comes B Kong. Everybody give him a warm welcome.
There is this place called Interium.
Great. I knew it was here we go.
So, anyways, tonight, while we were at Medieval Times, you know how the knight gives his flower to the ladies in the audience? I
They
got
do.
him to give it to B.
I did. I got to eat the flowers. So we'll talk about
Yeah.
it time. But Pinball Expo, I got to play Ninja Eclipse.
Yeah.
I haven't
and
played that yet. I want
yeah,
to.
it's actually pretty decent. There's like
Yeah.
a surprise thing that happens. You know how some pinball machines, you're like waiting for like a cool
Yes.
moment to happen. And there's a pretty cool moment where there's a scoop that shoots into another scoop.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And it's supposed to mimic like a ninja bouncing off a wall.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty good. And it's a little genius. Chris Turner was there and he
Yeah.
lifted up the playfoot and everything. It's pretty cool. Check
You
it out.
have to figure out which scoop is going to accept the other scoop.
Yeah. So this is going to be kind of funny. You guys are going to make fun of me for it, but keep in mind it's only day one, and we got there late, and we had to leave early to go to Medieval Times because it's open until super late, right? but so tomorrow we're gonna see a lot more of the convention. Like there's a lot of stuff I didn't even get to see. But out of the stuff I saw today, it's not pinball related. I went to that retro arcade
Retrocade booth, right?
retrocade booth, which they make multicade. They're a
And they're
multicade.
so fucking cool.
Yeah,
And they make
multi-cade
them every
cabinet.
day, not just Monday.
Yeah, multi-cade cabinet maker, right? And I recorded a 10-minute video with their owner, and I'll post it. He goes machine by machine, showing you all the different options they have and stuff, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm looking, okay, cool. It's a multi-cade, it's got trackball, whatever. So we get to like, he's got in the center of the display. If you guys go to Expo, go check out the retro arcade multi-cade section. In the center of the display,
Company's called Retrocade. We're doing a new show every Tuesday
Yeah.
called Multicade Tuesday.
yeah.
Stay tuned.
All right. So in the middle of the multicades, they have a couple of pedestals, right? So I go up and I look at them. I'm like, okay, so these are your pedestals, right? He's like, yeah, this one's a pedestal. And I was like, oh, so this is your other pedestal option. Tell me about that. He goes, this isn't a pedestal. I was like, what are you talking about? He says, watch this. He hits a button and a giant 50-inch TV comes rising out of the pedestal. And it's got
And it had porn on it.
it has LCD marquee and all this stuff. Wait till you guys see the video. This thing goes popping up, and it blew
So
me.
fucking cool.
It blew me away. It reminded me of like all these movies we
So-
watch in the future where like a TV
So-
comes rising up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and then he hit a button. He's like, okay, now you can put it away. It was so cool.
So he was giving me a demonstration and he was letting me play Sunset Riders on the
Yeah.
2-player cab. And I looked over and Justin and Fox were playing TMNT on the big 4-player cab, which is their
Yeah.
Grand Poobah. And like honestly, the
Yeah.
4x3 on the 50-inch TV is like 36 inches. It
Yep.
was crazy. It was giant.
Yeah, you have to
Yep.
turn your head
Yeah.
when you're going
Yeah.
from
Oh my
one
God.
side of the screen to
But-
another. on
So
purpose.
cool.
Now keep in mind their multi-cade options, they're pretty expensive. I mean, they come fully loaded with the PC, the build, the controls. Like you can get
It's an all-in-one
you
solution.
could get the IL controls, or you can get just basic Sanwa joysticks.
It has Sin and Light guns.
Send in light guns included. It's expensive. Some of their multicades were anywhere from like $3,000 up to $15,000. But they did have one that I
Oh,
found
it's $2,000 up to.
$2,000 up to $15,000, depending on how big. Like guys, some of these things were like 4-6 players, like massive multicades with like 75-inch TVs. They were huge.
And the crazy thing was, Danny went up to him and he goes, "Can I have one for free? Do you want to super chat me?"
But I was
That happened.
I was talking to him. The one that I found interesting that I think people who are in like
Our
our
community?
community might like would be they have a 2-player multicade that's got the IL controls, the hat buttons. It's got the trackball in the middle, 32-inch screen. It's like a 2-player. It's got the
Did that
LCD
one have a
marquee.
drawer or not a drawer?
It still had the drawer that
Okay.
pulls out that you could access the guns, the controllers, and all that stuff, and for a reasonable price. So we're gonna
I got a little bit of news on that you don't know.
what
They're actually coming out with a more economy model for our community for
Oh,
people that can afford it.
here it comes.
So
Always
stay
the
tuned.
jokes. Always the
This
This
jokes.
is not a joke. This is 100% serious.
Yeah.
So they reached out to me. They're coming out with a more affordable model of the
Yeah.
2-player for our home arcade community
Yep.
because they know the prices are high.
Yep.
So stay tuned. Like they make amazing products.
Yep.
Let's see what this is.
So so we're talking to them, and we'll probably have them on Multicade Mondays in a week or two to show this off to you guys. So don't worry, you'll get some
They'll be on Multicade Tuesdays first.
Multicade Mondays first.
Tuesdays first. I
All right.
actually.
So Mike, it was nice having you on the stream. But yeah, they'll be there.
I'm the king of multicades. Welcome to Multicade Times.
You see what I put up with? You see what I put up with? But
Cool Toys gonna do a video on
so so honestly, I thought the multicade's really
you know what?
really
P-Dubs
cool.
is going to do a video, and Cool Toys video going to do a video. Cool Toys is going to be better.
No, it's not. So it's interesting though. Okay, so when you ask me like what is the coolest thing I saw, it's only because it blew my mind away. Like to see this big ass pedestal with this giant
so cool.
frickin' TV come out with a drawer that opens up and there's light guns sitting in the drawer for you to play. Like it blew my mind. But when it comes to pinball, I actually
Someone make it stew.
so when it comes to pinball, I'm trying to do
Justin shit himself.
hey, last night we were out of control. I'm trying to do a more control.
Let's be professional. So, anyways, what was your biggest disappointment from pinball?
Nah, I don't have a big
Come
disappointment.
on, you got to be.
Oh, Wonderland.
Oh yeah. So
That was yours?
Oh, that's everyone's, right?
No, I think my disappointment, unfortunately,
Yep.
was like I was really looking forward to seeing New Wave Toys here. So the fact that
Yes.
you show up
Yeah.
really was a bummer.
biggest disappointment was New Wave Toys was supposed to be here, and instead of being here, they did a live stream where they showed off the status of the black hole, and then they also announced their Bally Williams partnership, which we'll get to after we finish recapping the.
Oh,
expo.
by the way, Fox is trying to currently widen his black hole.
You see,
Oh, we're good now.
you see, guys, you see.
Achieve success.
Yep. So we sat in the red knight section and the black and white knight.
The
won.
Red Knight put up a valiant battle, but he just couldn't get it done.
We got to tell him the most important thing.
Yeah.
The most important thing is while we were there, the Arcades Anonymous guys were there,
They got an announcement.
and they sat in the red and yellow knight section. We're in the red knight section because there's a red knight and then there's a red and yellow knight. And sure enough, did you really just fucking
Someone's making stew.
get out of here, man? Oh my god, you just farted so bad. Oh my god.
Oh God. Ugh.
It's traveling.
It smells like Bigfoot stick.
All right. So
Oh my God.
Oh.
I gotta get out of here.
guys, I gotta end the stream. We'll be back.
It smells like a turd hair.
Someone making stew.
Yeah. So oh my god. Dude, I feel heat. There's heat coming from you. Back off. Just die. Go away.
Oh God.
All right. Let's get back to it. So it just blew me away. Now a couple
When you get over here.
seriously, come on. All right. Back to business, guys. I'm so sorry,
I didn't even
guys.
smell
Like, dude, I felt the heat. It was like a heat box
it.
on top of me.
Can we talk about what happened before medieval times?
Oh, B got us very much nicely invited to this
Dude.
influencer dinner, and then we didn't go.
However-
And Pete Dubs felt real
however,
bad about it.
B is not an assertive person, so he never told us he would really appreciate it if we came. Instead, he offered us, you guys can go back if you're tired. We totally understand. If you're tired, I understand.
I wanna
And then
point out-
he was like, I can't believe you didn't go.
I didn't say that.
All
I
right.
just said there's
Can
food
we-
and drinks here.
All right. Let's
Whatever.
you guys are jumping all over. I'm trying to go in order.
Okay.
Okay.
Go in-
You
go
guys
in
are
order.
going-
Do
Okay,
your-
right.
okay.
All right.
So let me tell you about the drive-through. They fuck you at the drive-through, okay? They fuck you at the drive-through. Yeah.
You know what? If we did a podcast in person, this is how every episode would go.
I just want to say
I would be
that
trying to do the show, and Mike would be screwing around.
I felt abandoned by my fellow colleagues when I was invited to say, hey, so here's the situation. You get invited to a private party, and then
Oh, here it
you're
comes.
like,
All right.
yeah, you say, hey, can I invite my friends to said party? And then they're like, yeah, bring them
Yeah.
along.
All
It's
right.
an exclusive thing.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
And then
You invite your friends
All
to
right.
medieval times,
Yeah.
and you come 30 minutes late.
yeah,
But
well,
we gotta,
that was part of the plan.
we gotta tell. I didn't get to. I
Okay.
didn't get to finish telling the most important thing.
Okay.
So, like, Stock Jock is here, and the Arcades Anonymous guys might be lurking in the chat. So, the Arcades Anonymous guys sat in the red and yellow knight section. We had the red knight section, and the red
And our
knight,
night killed their night.
our knight slaughtered their knight.
Kick
It
their
was
ass.
epic. It was an epic fight, back and forth
Team Red
battle, and
was
Team
good.
Red was glorious. And then we got murdered by the Green Knight, freaking prick.
The Green Knight doesn't pay child support.
And then, but that was the best. And medieval times was great. All right, but getting back.
Green Knight acting.
Yeah. So getting back to Pinball Expo. So for me, the coolest thing I actually got to see
Was the Saw pinball machine.
and play with so far
Was Erica's pinball journey.
was X-Men Pinball.
She makes you good.
And I gotta tell you guys,
X-Men is so good.
Venom might have a friend that's another Marvel pinball machine. Like that X-Men pinball game is
It's amazing.
super fun.
So you can put like a really
Super
good pinball machine next
Yeah.
to a really bad
Yeah.
pinball machine.
But
Yeah.
but to talk about what B was talking about, if you guys are familiar with Turner Pinball, they got Ninja Eclipse. They're trying to sell 100 units. They've almost sold 100.
Yeah.
I went and I hung out and talked with Chris Turner. I actually interviewed the Turner Pinball team on a prior live stream, and I went up to him. I was like, "Did you sell all 100?" He's like, "We're so close, but I guarantee you, by the time the expo's over, we'll have sold all 100." So I'm assuming they're like in the 90 range. Maybe they only got to sell 10 more. But what was crazy is they brought 4 machines, and I went away and I came back like an hour later, and all 4 had sold signs on them. So people were actually playing Ninja Eclipse and liking it enough that they're buying it.
I think Ninja
And-
Eclipse would have been successful at last year's Pinball
Yeah.
Expo if they didn't fuck around so
Yeah.
much with the shape of the
Well,
machine and the
Yep.
weird.
B was saying they have like an insider connect. Like you can track your high score on the Eclipse. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. We'll get to
Let's
this
talk
in a
about the
second.
turning point for Turner.
Yep.
Okay. When did Turner? So
Hey, someone's making stew.
Is it happening again?
I didn't do it this time.
Would
So
you guys
anyways,
stop?
honestly,
Dude, they're
honestly,
farting
they
everywhere.
They went out of their way to be different. And then someone said to them, they were like, "You ever thought about not fucking being different?" And they were like, "That's a great idea." And then they made a real pinball machine, and people were like,
Yeah.
"I'll buy that now."
But I actually got to play Ninja Eclipse today for the first time because I've only ever seen video of it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. They have this cool little shot where the ball goes up around the top, and then you can hit another flipper that's at the top that will take it further to the top. But then if you end up like in this side, what do we call that? Like a little chute, side scoop, and then it fires it across the pinball table into the other scoop, and then it goes from that scoop, fires it back over to your slingshot. It's like this crazy super fast shot. I really like.
Said that. That was awesome.
Yeah. I really like it. So
Did you get to go by Multimorphic and try Princess Bride?
Oh, I didn't try that.
So the line was too long when I went. I did capture some B-roll footage. So today I took a lot of like photos and videos and stuff, which I have and we'll have to edit and post when I get back.
He went around with his Planet Fitness bag and he was like, "That's right, ladies, I work out."
Yeah. And then but what was I going to tell you?
Ninja Eclipse.
Tomorrow I am, because we're going for 3 days.
Yeah.
So today I took photos and videos and I did a couple interviews. Tomorrow, my goal, I'm just playing. I'm just going, I'm not bringing any equipment with me. I'm just playing games tomorrow. And then like Saturday, day 3, I might capture some more footage, right? Plus we're gonna, buy Mason's footage.
Oh, I thought you were gonna buy subs.
No.
What website did they use?
Oh my God.
Hey, can we ask and thank everyone
Yeah.
for all the photos they've been making lately?
Oh yeah. By the way, guys,
Those
the
are
community is amazing. All the photos of P-Dubs asleep are just bringing us life.
No.
Comment.
That needs to stop. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I
Make
don't
more.
find it interesting or
So
funny
many more.
in any way.
The worst part was,
Yeah.
so I took the first photo and put it on the Super Game Room Dudes page. When I took the second photo last night, I was too drunk and I just posted it on my
Yeah.
own Facebook account. And my aunt chimes in. She's like, "You look like you're having a good sleep, Mike."
Yeah. So, you guys are awesome. I can't believe it's this late at night.
We need to end. Okay, how about the last episode on our final night? We
Yeah.
do a vote of what the best one is.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Agreed. Keep them coming.
All right. Yeah, we could do that, guys. Again, I'll pull a bunch of footage off my phones and cameras and stuff.
You know,
for,
Fox.
tomorrow.
Fox ate 4 Slim Jims last night and that spicy ramen, and he still hasn't taken a dump. He's gonna have some serious fucking issues with his
Yeah.
colon when he goes home.
Oh yeah, I'm probably not gonna make it home.
Okay.
To be fair, this one's the best right here.
Oh, it's blurry. Oh, I hate everything. All right, go ahead and pull the rest up because it'll be a pain in the ass for me to do it. I hate you guys. Like literally, I hate you guys. Hold on, let's see if it focuses. I'm in a garbage dump. Why am I in a garbage dump? Is that what you people think of me? You think I'm trash? Like serious trash. All right, hold on. We got a few more to show you. You guys will really, really like this. Hang on. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Okay, one more.
Like,
P-Dubs was so mad.
dude, I was legit pissed, and I'm
Fox was so mad. Fox
I'm
was
s-
like, P-Dubs is gonna kill you.
still mad. Yeah. This is oh, it's not focusing yet. There it goes. Sleeping on a cloud. Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
I like that. Heavily dosed.
Yeah, thanks so much. You guys suck. And there's a few other ones where they've photoshopped dudes in bed with me. All right, and
Yeah,
we're not
no,
sharing
no.
those.
Let's clarify. They photoshopped the dudes out.
Shut up, Mike. All right. You guys want to hear about some you guys want to hear about some like Alice stuff? All right. So there's two things going on with Alice in Wonderland at Pinball Expo. For starters, you got the Dutch Pinball Alice Adventures in Wonderland, which had the longest lines of the day. And that's probably because they only brought 2 machines, right? When it comes to X-Men, they had what, like 30 of them?
It was
there?
still hard to play X-Men.
I
It
mean,
was still hard.
But they still brought like 30 freaking X-Men's to the
Yeah.
expo. You know what I mean? Stern, of course, had the biggest booth out of everybody. There were X-Men machines everywhere. And sure, there were lines, but Dutch Pinball brought 2 Alice's.
Jack Donger was there himself talking to people.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really nice touch.
Mhm.
You couldn't miss him because he was
Yeah.
6'19".
Yeah.
He's the
Tall
tallest man
dude.
in the world.
So what's funny is he's 6'4" and looks 6'4". Biggie D's 6'4" and looks 6'1". I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening
there's
there.
questions about that.
Love you, Biggie.
Biggie's gonna be here tomorrow.
Yep, we're gonna see Biggie tomorrow. So Biggie's coming in tomorrow. Biggie is only 6'1".
I thought
He-
Biggie was getting here Thursday. So is that today?
Well, he said the 17th.
That's today.
Yeah, he'll be here today.
Yeah.
He's here somewhere. What should we call it? So I got to see it again, but the lines were so long. I stood in line for a bit with Chaotic BPR, love Chaotic,
Oh, do you ever?
and what should we call it? Him and I went and we played Texas. We went to Spooky.
Oh, I love Texas.
and we
Chainsaw.
played Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it was funny too because it's like, hey, it plays just like Looney Tunes. It's the same game.
It's the same fucking game.
It's the same
No, it's
game.
not exactly the same.
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same layout, but they have
Yeah.
different codes.
So I hid from Danny very, very well. Now, what's funny is this, guys, is all of a sudden I heard, P-Dubs, let's effing go. Someone is screaming at me at the convention, right? And I turn around and Danny is running towards me, right? He's running super fast.
You know what the crazy thing was? His meter was out.
Oh, God. But so
P-Dubs, that is.
yeah, no, Danny. So Danny comes running up to me. He's like, "Oh, P-Dubs, it's so good to meet you in person, man." Gives me a big hug, starts talking to me and stuff. And he's like, I was like, this is the part that's gonna crack you guys up. He goes, we saw you walk by, but man, you walk fast. You really are from Chicago. And we were talking about that on a recent stream that, you know, us in Chicago, we walk fast. Like we out in Arizona, everyone just kind of like moseys along, like Hemotep. It's like the mummy, you know? Like, and I'm always like, get the fuck out of my way because I walk fast. I want people out of my way. He's like, you walk fast. I was like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. I was like, where is everybody? He's like, oh, they're back here. Come meet the missus. Come meet the kids. It was literally on the other side of the convention. I am talking, you know where the Stern booth was?
Yeah.
Danny caught me at the Stern booth and had me walk all the way to the At Games booth where Mrs. Cornercade was. You realize that's on the complete
Yeah.
opposite. Danny was apparently chasing me from the At Games booth all the way to the
So,
Stern booth.
Danny
before-
thinks you walk fast.
yeah,
So you, with your hobble, and your slow shuffle step, he thinks that's fast.
it's true. It's true. But he chased me across the entire convention. We got to meet Mrs. Cornercade in person. She was only there for like 20 minutes. And then the kids started screaming and
Yeah.
crying and being kids. And she left to go take them to like McDonald's Playland or some stuff like that. And we didn't get to see her anymore. And then but yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't get
Yeah.
to say hello. That would have
So-
been nice.
My plan is this. Tomorrow we're gonna go early. We're actually probably gonna be there right when they open. When it opens and we get in, the first thing I'm gonna do is head right to the Dutch pinball booth so I can play Alice. I looked at the machine. I got to be able to like walk up and look at it, but the line to play it was so long. It was freaking beautiful.
You know, the first
It
thing
was
I'm gonna do
gorgeous.
tomorrow morning.
What?
19K boxes asleep. I'm gonna give him a Dutch oven.
Would you stop? But yeah, because that's the one I want to see the most. But I did. X-Men blew me away.
X-Men's so good, buddy.
Metallica looked and sounded awesome at the Stern
Yeah.
factory, and I think they're going to bring it to the expo.
Last day, I think.
Yeah. So Saturday, if you go to the expo on Saturday, they're going to bring Metallica to the expo on Saturday.
I saw Steve Ritchie today. It was
Yeah.
the craziest thing. I was out for a
Yep.
cigarette, came back in, and here's Steve Ritchie signing into the convention. How fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
Big props to Steve Ritchie. He basically saved Jersey Jack. Like since Elton John, I played
Yeah.
Elton John and I played Avatar.
Yeah.
Jersey Jack is fixed. Their flipper strength is where it should be now.
Yeah.
Like, wow, what a big change.
So today I got to see, basically, to sum it up, I got to see and play the Spooky booth, Retro Arcade, the Stern booth, and then what else? We spent some time with Wonderland, which we'll talk about them in a second, and then I didn't get to play Avatar yet, so I got to
You
get.
didn't get to play it at Anthurium?
No, there were like
I
9
hate
guys
the
playing.
theme, but the game is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm definitely going to be hitting up Jersey Jack Pinball for sure. Okay, so then so we went and met with Jerry,
Yeah.
from Wonderland Amusements, and they had the pinball machine there. And have you guys seen? Did anyone post videos of it? Did you guys see it already? I have it on my phone. I'll have to. We're gonna make a short video for you. They're actually making a 3/4 scale mechanical
Physical pinball.
physical pinball machine. Now, how many of you out there have owned an Attack from Mars, Star Wars, or Marvel arcade 1-up pinball machine? Pinball machine looked very similar in size to that,
100%, which is not
But-
necessarily a bad thing.
but it was bigger than the arcade 1-up.
Yeah.
But very similar in size, right? So they had this machine there, had some generic Wonderland Amusement logo artwork on it, a generic back glass. It will have the back glass, it will have the DMD, and then of course your fully mechanical playfield. But there was nothing in it. There was no hardware, there was no playfield, there was really nothing in there, right?
A lot of hope and get the gut spot.
Right. But we talked with Jerry, who he used to,
Yeah.
he invented Arcade 1-up, right? It's his baby, and him and Scott started that whole company. And like the whole vision that he has of them making, like, basically he said his vision is, here's today, we're just kind of showing you this. We have the layout, we have the white wood, and we're gonna start putting parts together. We're working on manufacturing. We know what game it is. We know what it is. But here's what's funny is then he's like, we're actually hoping by this time next year, a year from now, that it'll actually be in stores. So this would be something that would be kind of flat packed and sold like arcade 1-up pinball machines. You guys would have to assemble them, right? And the price tag was $800,
$799 to
Seven-
$1,000. Yeah.
$799 to $1,000 for these 3/4 scale real mechanical pinball machines. Now, some of you may say, well, how can they make this, right?
They arcade one up it.
Yes. So yeah, it is 3/4 scale. So think of the arcade 1-up pinball machines, slightly larger than those.
But it's got one thing I really liked about the
Slightly
arcade one-up
larger.
pinball. They're
Very-
really small,
Right.
but at the same time, they were always
Yep.
comfortable to play at. They were at
Yep.
a good height. You never felt like you were
Yep.
bending over.
Yep. He said that they're trying to have it in retail stores by this time next year. But then again, you never know. It might end up being crowdfunded, right? It's interesting because when we were talking, I'm trying to figure out, like, how can you make a real mechanical pinball for less than $1,000 for us to enjoy?
Arcade one up.
And it's because, think about it, these guys, Jerry was talking to us. He's like, as you guys know, we have created Arcade 1-up, and we have all the manufacturers, parts suppliers, contacts, licensing. We have all the people already in place. They have the relationships, right? So they could literally like make their own solenoids for like $1. You know what I mean? Versus, let's just say, a Stern pinball solenoid is probably a lot more than $1.
Yeah, so they're gonna basically do the same thing they did. Like
It'll
with
be-
the arcade one up. they're gonna get their own buttons. They're gonna get their
Yep.
own like controls and
Solenoids,
stuff. Yeah.
their own
So they're gonna do their
rails.
own thing instead of just
Yep.
buying like arcade quality parts.
Yeah,
That's
so-
how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to manufacture all the parts themselves, and of course, because they're doing it, the question then is, well, how good's the quality going to be?
And we don't know.
And we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. All we saw was an empty shell of a cabinet, so we know the shape and size of it, but we have no idea how good it will actually be and play.
We met the guys. They're really nice.
Yep.
You know, we hope them the best. But like in terms of walking away and telling you, like, is this something you should look forward to? We don't know. We didn't see a game. We didn't see a play field.
Yep.
Can't tell you anything about that. Can't tell you about the quality of the parts because
Yep.
even when I was hitting the flippers, they were like, these aren't going to be our buttons. So like, there's nothing really to report on other than we know this company now is doing a 3/4 scale physical pinball machine at the $8,000 to $1,000 price range. There's nothing else to announce
Yep.
other than
We
the
don't
game's
know
going to
the
be.
lag.
We don't know the lag.
To be fair, it's going to be a crap.
Oh, there is
So-
one
So
other
there
thing.
might actually be less.
So they're going with a smaller pinball. A regular pinball is about 27 ounces. They're going with the 22 ounce, which you need a smaller to get the physics right in terms of going.
Oh,
with a
you're
smaller
talking
play
about
field.
are you talking about the actual ball?
the actual ball. Yeah, the ball
Yeah.
bearing is 22.
So the ball.
ounces.
So what's funny is someone mentioned Zizzle. So I have Zizzle pinball machines. That I hadn't sold. The pinball on a Zizzle pinball machine is literally the size of a marble. Like a marble,
Oh, it's bigger than that.
like a marble that you can buy. Like you put a quarter in a machine, it comes in a little cup. A marble, like normal size marble, is how big a metal pinball is for the Zizzle. The pinball they're using for this 3/4 scale machine is bigger than that, but nowhere near as big as a real pinball machine. So think about it. If the ball is smaller and everything else in the playfield is smaller, you could physically make it play like a real
Well,
pinball.
think about
But-
New Wave Toys announcement tonight, right?
Yeah, which we'll get to in a minute. But here's the thing. They're going to arcade one up it sounds like, because they have relationships with these manufacturers in China. They're going to be built in China. They're not going to be built in Illinois. Think about it, Stern.
China.
Think about it. Stern builds their machines right here in Chicago in Illinois. Let's be honest,
We
guys.
watched it today.
That's a great thing. I mean, I support American businesses, but think about it. If Stern one day took their shit to China, it'd be cheaper for them to build it over there potentially. You don't
can't
know.
charge the same though.
So they're going to manufacture these things, have them flat pack, come to your house, but we don't know. Like, I think they have an interesting vision, but we really just haven't seen it.
No.
Like, we haven't seen it. I mean, they're gonna arcade one up it. I like the way you put it. You know what I mean?
So
So
that was what they told me. We're gonna arcade one up it.
yeah. So I rather it be 2K and good than cheap. Yeah, I mean, basically he was saying like what they want to do is, think about it, guys. When it comes to like a real mechanical pinball machine, most people can't afford.
Foxy, California. Hell of a woman.
Most people can't afford a
I'm good.
brand new pinball machine because you're pushing 4 to 5 figures, right? If you go get a used pinball machine, yeah, like for instance, if I went on offer up right now, there's like 10 pinball machines.
Well, they're not trying to cater to the market of people that are wise to that. They're trying to find the people casuals that
Yeah.
are going to Costco and be like, oh my god, there's like a real pinball machine.
I
for
could take it
$300.
home and
Yeah.
we'll have a pinball machine for the kids to
Yeah.
play, right?
with warranty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with made in the USA. You know what I'm saying? But keep in mind, that's one reason why
Made in Canada only.
that's one reason why pinball's expensive. Let's be honest, guys, is because it's made here. You know what I mean? Which I'm totally fine with, But there you go. So yeah, so their goal was to make what they call pinball for everyone. A pinball machine that most families can afford, $800 or so, stick it in your house. Have fun with it. We'll see. It's way too early to say it sucks, and it's way too early to say it's good, because all we saw was the shape of a cabinet and we heard the vision, the ideas. We haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So there you go. With maintenance being a major. So I'm glad you brought that up. He seemed really excited about his manuals, like the manuals that will come with the machine, and that the parts would be easily swappable and all this stuff. Like, you'll have to watch that segment on the interview
I
we
think-
post.
I think they expect it to be very similar to Arcade One Up, that people will buy it, and if they're unhappy, they'll just put their own shit in it.
Yeah, like moddable or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that was interesting. It kind of felt like too early to be at the show.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But then again, this is where you get
Peter's super nice. The whole
The most
team's
press.
super nice.
yeah.
Very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Good luck to them.
Yeah. So how many of you guys watched the New Wave Toys live stream that they did? Now they were live streaming while we were at Medieval Times. So when we walked out of Medieval Times, we heard the news. People started blowing up our phones, telling us that New Wave Toys has secured the Bally Williams licenses, and that they're going to be manufacturing mini pins of these games. The question is are these going to be the same as the Black Hole, where they're like decorations only?
No, they said they were going to be functional mini pins.
Play Apple.
So these will be functionable.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think they got the feedback that people were upset about the black hole.
Like we actually want to play it.
Yeah.
But are they still going to be the same size? Like these rinky dink?
Yeah, they have to.
We'll see. How did you guys feel about it? Were you guys excited about it? Unfortunately, we didn't, I don't know if they at first, yes. Michael, how many beers in?
Oh, I can't tell you that. I had 2 before I left to go to Medieval Times, and I had 2
Oh, wait.
giant ones at Medieval
232s
Times.
when you're there, so 64.
Okay, so 720 Eric says it's going to be a static machine. Richie says they will eventually scale it to be playable.
As playable as possible.
It's going to be the same thing.
Is B asleep?
It's
It's going to be the full
it's just going to be the plunger. You shoot the ball, it goes up and down the
plunge
plunger.
right back.
So it sounds like it's the same. So, in my opinion, if these are just decorations, it's only
I'm fine with that too.
I don't have a problem.
it's only going to appeal to the people who want decorations,
That's what these
But then again, have you guys ever played like those handheld pinball machines that they got a little plastic ball in them? Like you can buy them at like Walmart toys, right? Would you really want to play pinball like that on the little, even if it was playable, would you want to play it?
Nostalgia jerks off. Like you're doing it, but is it really
You're going to
the
have
same?
tweezers. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I'm just going to assume they're just going to be wall decorations. And hey, they're licensed wall decorations, so that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I'm not going to
You
get
know?
overexcited thinking this is something it's not until
Yeah. Every version would upset someone. He said he wants them to look accurate, to have a wow factor from looks. Yeah,
same way I like my women.
I want you track.
yeah. So 1/6 pinball, like I can kind of see how a 3/4 scale pinball could be playable, right?
Well, yeah, that was the other thing I asked Wonderland Amusements today. I was like,
I can kind of see it because they're using a smaller ball.
that was the other thing I asked Wonderland Amusements today. I said, okay, so you're going with the original theme for your first machine. What about in the future? Would you do like, recreations? And he said, well, yeah, we like licensing. So eventually we might get into licensing some popular
Yeah.
titles. But they were very clear on it. They were like, I don't know if we want to get into recreating pinball machines, which I think is a real bummer because I think that's where the money is, to do 3/4 scale recreations of physical machines. Like
Yep.
that could be a big market, right?
It could.
But like I understood what they said. They were like, you know what? We're going to be always held in comparison to the original machine. That's so challenging. We don't want to set ourselves up for that kind of,
Yeah.
review.
Yeah, with Alice in Wonderland and all the Wonderland characters being in public domain, it makes sense that they picked it.
Yeah.
Now Jerry did say he had no idea that Dutch Pinball was working on one,
No one knew.
which is funny because there were rumors of Alice for a while, but then again, they've been working on this probably for a long time too. And then I asked him too. I said, there's other like cool franchises that are in the public domain, like Dracula. You know what I mean? Like, one dude, what do you think about that? He goes, oh, he told me they had the list of like all the public domain. And he said there's a lot of cool ones that they're thinking about doing, which helps save money too. If you guys think about it, well, how can they make this for less than $1,000. Well, if you're using cool IPs that are in the public domain, you're not paying licensing fees. You're just paying a graphic artist to make artwork, right? Like that helps with costs and shit like that too. So, but we'll have to see what they come up with. Yeah, Universal Monsters, a lot of those are public domain now.
They could make a Monster Mash table.
I don't think they're going to be recreations, guys. I think they'll end up
That's not the
being
conversation I had. Yeah.
they'll end up being new games just based upon classic IPs that are 100, 150 years old. Dracula, Alice, all that kind of stuff is my guess.
The Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger, yeah. Like there's a lot, but if you Google like what is in the public domain, like for licensing, there's a ton of cool shit out there. You know what I mean? Like I could literally, if I wanted to, I could make a custom Alice in Wonderland T-shirt and sell it on, Teespring or whatever. And there's nothing anyone can do to stop me.
Could we make an Alice in Wonderland porn and get away
Yeah,
with it?
you guys out there, you guys could literally say, you know what? I'm going to make these tin signs of Dracula and sell it. And there's nobody who can come
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's nobody who can come after you because it's public domain. Anyone can use it. So,
Then
and think about
Fox just went home.
it. Long after we're all dead and gone, like a lot of the stuff you see today could end up in the public domain.
I'm not going to be.
You know what I mean?
Gone. I'm immortal. I am immortal.
Yep.
I have inside me blood of kings.
So I didn't ask him this question because Jerry's an older guy. I didn't know how he would take it. I didn't ask him that question about that. So I don't know. We know the other Alice has it, right? Yeah, Mozart. There you go. After Alice, what's next? Winnie the Pooh. You never know, man. You never know what they can come up
Steamboat Willie.
with. Yeah.
Actually, Mickey Mouse is in the public domain now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. They're making like a horror movie about
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie or something. I'm not joking.
Did you see the horror movie about Winnie the Pooh?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I think it's
Pooh, Blood and Honey.
yes. And they even made a sequel to it.
Did you finish Terrifier last night?
No, I didn't. I fell asleep.
Oh, you're missing out.
I fell asleep while you guys were live streaming, being crazy obnoxious.
We weren't crazy obnoxious. We
yeah.
were telling the truth.
Yeah.
It was a truth serum podcast.
So of course that was Pinball Expo. Obviously it's a big expo and I didn't get to see everything today. Tomorrow I am just going to walk around and play everything, say hi to people, not filming anything.
I am filming all day tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Michael B's filming day. And then of course we'll be back on Saturday doing the same thing again. So Jesus Christ, Mike, you farted again, guys.
I think somebody's cooking stew.
This is terrible. After the expo, we of course went to Medieval Times. We had a blast. We took some really cool pictures there.
We got some really cool pictures here. Like they took pictures of us. It felt like we got the old timey Back to the Future 3 pic.
Now I have been to Medieval Times 20 freaking times, but I wanted you guys to go because you had never experienced it. So Mike, what was the experience since you've never gone to a Medieval Times?
It was okay. It was pretty awesome, but it's okay. I think if I was a kid and went to Medieval Times when I originally wanted to go, I'd be like,
as a fan of pro wrestling, watching the scripted fights, I thought you'd be a little more. Would you stop farting?
that wasn't me that time.
Was that you, Console Kids? That's Console.
Console Kids is boiling
Dude,
cabbage.
if you light a match in this house, we will all die.
We've eaten so much food and nobody has had that really good poop. You know what I mean?
In my bedroom.
Anyway, we got to wrap it up here because B wants to go to bed.
Yo. Wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up, B.
This is your channel.
We went to Medieval Times. Medieval Times was great. Fox had never gone before. Fox was hyped.
Oh, it was so exciting. It was so
Fox,
fun.
come here. Since
We had- no, we had
Michael
so
B.
much fun.
Michael B. wants to pretend he's cool and not admit
Oh,
it
I'm
was
not cool at
awesome.
all. No,
I
so-
didn't say it wasn't
No, it was
awesome.
Shh, let him talk.
It was very awesome. It was very cool.
There you go.
hyped. Yeah,
There you
I
go.
felt like a noble. I felt like
You
a
were
like
the
a
corner kid of
king.
Yeah.
Medieval Times.
like a
And
man
then the
among
knight
men.
came over and said, "What do you say, good sir?" And Fox was like, "Let's fucking go!"
I didn't say that at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But me and Dubs, we had a great time.
Oh yeah. Fox
Yeah.
and I had a blast.
Yeah, you got to embrace it.
Yeah.
But it was very fun.
Are you saying I didn't have a good time? Are
You
you?
didn't.
Apparently
Am
not.
I not
Embrace
a
it.
real medieval times
I
fan?
don't think you are. I
Look,
think you
all
gotta
I'm
try
saying
it.
is, while we
Yeah.
were at the show, you were standing up, screaming and cheering. Yet you come back here and you're like, "Oh, I can't say something nerdy's cool."
The Red Knight was badass.
It
Except
was
one.
low key.
He goes to a Renaissance fair and jerks off in his garage.
The Red Knight was robbed.
Wait, on the same day? Do that on the same day? What are you talking about, Mike? Anyway, guys, we got a lot more content coming for your way. Stuff we've recorded. We'll end up posting.
Justin fucking put on Sunday dinner.
You know, probably. You know, when we get back into town, there'll be videos and stuff like that. But overall, it's been a great trip so far,
See you in Disneyland.
and and we will we'll try and come up with some cool. What was I gonna say?
Oh, by the way, also James Hates Everything, nicest guy in the world. He's giving away like signed shirts from the Pinball Expo. We
Yeah.
all signed them.
We've all signed.
On top of that, dude bought me the Rat King. I am so happy. Like that was so cool in the
I
day.
did not get the record.
He just hung me a rat.
So we appreciate you guys following along on our adventures. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed the content. Some of it has been really obnoxious,
Oh,
and for that, we will never apologize.
No, no. I
But
meant what I said.
but man, we got a lot of great stuff we'll be showing you for the next few days. If you enjoyed this quick live stream, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing,
And always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.
Peace.